What's up, everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever wished you had a personal AI that could actually do stuff for you? I'm not just talking about answering questions. I mean, manage your email, write code for you, and basically be a full-on teammate while you sleep. Well, the tech world is absolutely losing its mind over a new open source project called Clawdbot that promises to do just that. It basically went viral overnight. So let's get into it. And no, that is not an exaggeration. The hype is massive. Seriously, developers, founders, tech folks, they are all scrambling to try this thing out. I even saw reports that it's so popular it caused Mac Minis to sell out. That's how you know something big is happening. This just feels different, like we're on the edge of a real change in what AI can. Yup, you heard that right. People are making the comparison to Iron Man's Jarvis, and honestly, you can see why. This isn't just for show. The whole idea behind Clawdbot is to be a proactive, always-on digital employee that has deep access to your entire digital life. So what exactly is this thing, and how on earth does it work? All right, so let's break down what this tool really is, because it's not just another chatbot that lives up in the cloud somewhere. Nope, this is a whole different ballgame. Okay, so here's the core idea, the most important part. Clawdbot is an AI agent that you install and run on your own hardware. Your Mac, your PC, a server in your closet, whatever. Then it hooks into chat apps you're already using like WhatsApp or Slack and basically turns them into a remote control for your own personal AI. Now, this is what's so cool. Look at how these features stack up. Because it runs locally on your machine, you can give it permission to access your files and run commands, for real. And its memory is persistent, so it actually remembers your conversations from last week, unlike most chatbots that forget everything instantly. And since it's chat-based, you can give it tasks from anywhere, just like you're texting a coworker. Okay, so how does all this magic actually happen? Well, you're going to hear this phrase a lot when people talk about Clawdbot, local first. It sounds kind of technical, but the idea is actually super simple, and it's the key to understanding both its incredible power and its serious risks. This is the whole concept right here. Instead of your private data getting sent to some giant corporate server, Clawdbot's brain, its memories, its settings, all its skills, are literally just files sitting in a folder on your own hard drive. You completely own and control it. It does use big cloud AI models like Claude for the thinking part, but the control center, the part that actually does stuff, that lives with you. And you might think this sounds super complicated to get running, but it's designed to be pretty easy. You run a single command, a little setup wizard walks you through everything, you connect it to your WhatsApp by scanning a QR code, and boom, you're ready to start automating. The whole goal is to get you up and running as fast as possible. Okay, now for the really cool part. Why did this thing go so viral? It's because the things people are actually doing with it are just mind-blowing. Let's look at some of these. I mean, come on. It doesn't get more direct than that. This person is saying it's running their company. People aren't just using that for little things. They are weaving it into the core of their businesses, automating huge, important tasks. That's wild. And check this out. This guy had Clawdbot build an entire website for him from his phone while he was putting his baby to sleep. That is an insane level of accessibility and power. It's not just a tool, it's like a creative partner you can summon anytime, anywhere. Okay, now this is where things start to feel like science fiction. The AI hit a problem. It needed an API key, and it didn't just stop and ask for help. It realized what it needed, opened the guy's browser by itself, navigated through the Google Cloud website, and created a new token. That kind of autonomy is what really sets this apart. And this quote just perfectly captures the whole shift in thinking. The big vision here isn't just to have a smarter Siri. It's about having a true digital coworker, a teammate that works alongside you 24/7. It's an incredible, powerful vision, but maybe it's a little too good to be true. So with this explosion of hype, you knew a reality check was coming. And as soon as developers and security experts started really digging into Clawdbot's code, they started raising some pretty serious alarm bells. This is it. This is the big, scary question hanging over this whole project. When you give an AI the keys to your entire digital kingdom, access to all your files, your accounts, your computer's command line, you are taking on a massive, massive risk. The truth is, every amazing promise of Clawdbot has a dark side. Total control of your AI sounds great, but it can quickly become a security nightmare if it gets hacked. The promise of data privacy gets really complicated. And that awesome 24/7 assistant requires a setup that some people are calling incredibly risky. And these are not just theoretical worries. The community on places like Reddit and Hacker News started pointing to very specific problems. We're talking hundreds of open issues on GitHub, including really high-risk security bugs. People found passwords stored in plain text. It's vulnerable to attacks where a malicious email could trick the AI into running dangerous commands. Some people said the installation process was just a series of horrible red flags. Yikes. There are even rumors about it being connected to crypto pump and dump schemes. And this Reddit comment just nails the biggest privacy trade-off. Even though Clawdbot itself runs on your machine, it has to send your data to a third-party AI like Claude to do the heavy lifting. And like this user says, that means all your sensitive information is still passing through a big corporate cloud service, which, for a lot of people, kind of defeats the whole purpose of a local-first AI. Okay, but even with all those very real risks, the excitement around Clawdbot isn't just empty hype. It points to something much bigger, a powerful movement in tech towards a future of owned AI, a shift away from renting services and towards truly owning them. This idea of owned automation is the big takeaway. It's a philosophy that's all about putting you, the user, back in control. Instead of being locked into a subscription where a big company harvests your data and sets the rules, you are the master of your own AI. And why is this so important? Well, it means your private data isn't being used to train some giant corporate AI. You're not stuck in one company's ecosystem, the AI's abilities aren't limited by what some board of directors decides is okay, and best of all, you can customize it and tweak it to perfectly fit your life and your workflow. So in the end, whether Clawdbot itself becomes a household name or just fades away doesn't really matter. Its impact is already huge. It's a proof of concept. It's a milestone that shows us a future where powerful AI is decentralized, personalized, and controlled by individuals, not corporations. It's a glimpse of what's coming. And that leaves us with a huge question for the future. We are heading towards a world where AI agents are our coworkers and assistants. So the choice we're all going to have to make is, do we want to rent that intelligence from a handful of tech giants with all their rules and limitations? Or do we want to own it ourselves and embrace all the power, all the freedom, and all the risks that come with it? What do you think? Drop a comment below. I'm really curious to hear your take on this. If you enjoyed this explainer, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to ring that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.